Hi everyone, this is Bessie from Shelltastic Crafts. Welcome to my channel. I'd like to show you today how to do a 3D bloom set of coasters and also a tray to match. These molds I have bought from Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out. She sells molds, and these are the crystal edge tray and the crystal edge coasters, and it's a matching set. So today I want to pour it. A lot of people pour coasters in the tray when they're doing a 3D bloom. They do it in alcohol inks. I've done that before. I love the effect, but I've also seen it poured with mica powders and also has stunning effects. So today I want to show you a pour that I loved and I did, but recently I sold the pieces and I want to make another set. So basically what I have today is piping bags. I'm going to need them for the effects. I'm going to use the color I Ghost Gold by Sia and put that on Amazon. I'm going to use Small Tongue Moss Green, and then I'm going to throw a little bit of crushed crystal in the top layer, which will be, because we're working from the top up, so I want it on the first layer before I put the mica powders in. So it'll give it just a tiny bit of an effect. And then I use my white for, actually I'm not going to need the white today, I forgot about that. I'm just going to do this. So 1 cup less, and basically I'm needing 2 piping bags, which I will already start getting set up. Now, when I started doing 3D blooms, it took me a while to get the pattern right, and the trick to 3D blooms is doing it usually at a certain temperature so that the inks or mica powders don't drop, or the white doesn't drop if you're using alcohol inks. And usually you do it when the resin gets quite a bit thick, and that gives you the effect of the 3D bloom. But what I'm going to do, and I've learned over my time doing resin, is that if I use the tabletop epoxy resin by Let's Resin, which is right here, part A, part B, it's 1:1. It's much, much thicker, and it is shallow, so it's fine to be poured in coasters and trays. Otherwise, usually you will not use a tabletop epoxy resin when you're pouring something deeper. So basically, this takes all the guesswork out of timing and the temperatures of the actual resin, and this gives me an opportunity to pour it quicker and not have to wait for the actual temperature of the resin to become as hot as I need it to. Now I'm trying to get everything out of my molds, and let's start. Okay, so basically I'm going to go mix my resin right now. Right now these take 20 ounces completely full. This takes 16, so I'm going to divide that by half, and I'm going to pour half of it now. Do my 3D bloom, let it bloom, let it get somewhat thick enough that I could put a back layer on it. And basically I'm going to go with a much dark green as I can get, so we can see the beautiful effect of the 3D bloom from the back being darker as opposed to being lighter. You get 2 different effects from lighter background, darker background. So basically I'm going to go mix my resin, and I'll be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. So I just mixed up my resin. I have the Let's Resin mixer that I will show you in 1 second. I'm trying to clean the paddles. Sorry, it's off camera. I'm trying to clean the paddles off the best that I can. so that I can have this ready for next time. This is the one I'm using. And then I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol, spray it on my paper towel, and also try to get it off the stem. So it'll be much cleaner for next time when I want to use it. Okay. Basically, I'm going to set that aside for right now. And what I have here is 20 ounces of resin. And as you see, it's clear. That's what it should look like when it's perfectly mixed. And you shouldn't see any swirls in it. Make sure that you just mix it a few times by hand after you're done so that you can make sure that it's all mixed in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some out and put it in cups so that I can mix it. Okay, so basically I'm going to put one with that much for the green and that much, same amount for the goldish color that I'm using. I want to make sure that I have plenty for the 3D bloom. I'd rather have a little bit extra, as these don't really need a lot on the bottom just to start with. So I'm going to mix those. This is my clear right now. I'm going to mix those. I'm going to take, I'm very brave to be doing this inside my mold, aren't I? So take some of the green. This is moss green. Now what I forgot to do was dissolve the mica with some alcohol, which I'm going to do for the interference gold color. This way I do not have to worry about having unmixed mica powder in here. I just simply forgot. Basically, when you're working with tabletop resin, you don't have a lot of time, so basically you cannot really put it in a vacuum chamber or bubble removing machine because you don't have a very long working time with this kind of resin. It's kind of thick right off the bat. All right, so right now I'm going to take another stick and break it into so what I'm going to do is put some of the gold, interference gold, absolutely beautiful color. Put a decent amount in my cup. First thing I'm going to do is dissolve it with a little bit of alcohol. Not that much, just enough to make it totally dissolved. And try to get it off my stick. I'm going to actually wipe my stick off to get the rest of that unmixed mica powder off. And then I'm going to pour this into my cup that I have to the side. Notice what a beautiful color that's coming out to be. Like I said, it's kind of a beige with goldish tones. So I kind of call it like an interference gold kind of color. Love, love this color. So that's the consistency I want. It's not transparent, so it means to me that I have enough mica powder in it. And I'm going to mix this one again, just in case I have unmixed mica in there. Okay. So basically what I want to do first is, because I have such a large amount here and this is going to get warm pretty quickly, I'm going to add my crushed crystal in here. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit for this amount of resin. Just for the effect. Pour it in there and make sure it's all the way through. Notice that? Last that I did not pour with crushed crystal, and I'm excited to see what the results look like. I hope I like it. Okay, so basically here we go. We got to spread this out onto. Now, basically, you only want to fill the coaster no more than halfway. You just want to coat the bottom. Sometimes you can use less if you want, just to make sure the bottom's coated. And like I said, this holds 36 ounces, coasters and tray together. And I want to make sure that they all have adequate amount of resin in them so that I don't see any of the bottom, or it does not begin to separate. Basically, I'm going to get my long spatula here, put it into the rest, and there we go. Now, using piping bags can get a little messy at times, but if you have the consistency you want, hopefully your colors will not drop. So if you notice, I'm not really absolutely rushing. I'm giving it a few minutes to thicken up so that I know that it'll be the consistency I want when it goes on. Haven't done this in a little while, so hopefully I'm not rusty. At least what you want is for that to be on the bottom. This one has a lot more. Again, these molds are from Julie, who runs a channel called Pouring Your Heart Out. She's amazing. Basically, I'm self-taught with all of these, and between watching her videos and Michelle from Glitz and Glitter and a few others, I feel like I'm confident enough that I can do what I need to do. So, like I said, I hope I don't eat my words today and make this a disaster, but we'll see what happens. Put my lids on everything before I start dropping everything all over the place. Now, in order to make sure that I have a bubble-free, I'm going to spray them. And what I do is I also clean out my cup, and to clean it thoroughly enough, you can actually use it another time at least. Because these cups are expensive, so I don't like to waste. And what I do is just make sure that I get all the resin out. To try to use it again. There you go. Do a paper towel and also clean off any remaining residue on my paddles. So it is all ready for the next time. Okay. Just a few tips that I learned over my time doing resin is to make sure that you always have a level surface. That's key, because the first couple of items I made, I happened to do it on a fold-out table, and that was a very bad idea because the table was not level. I came to know that after I made my first and second pieces, and they did not come out well. So I have a leveling table here, or whatever table you use, just buy one of those little leveler indicators, and you can put it on your table to make sure it's level. Again, if you do not do that, you stand to ruin your piece. So that's a good tip that I have learned, unfortunately, the hard way. So I'm going to leave this for a few more minutes. It is starting to really thicken up, and I want it to a little bit of a thicker consistency so that I may pour it and it won't be runny. Clean my mess. Try to clean whatever I can so that I don't have a messy table, but it's hard to do that sometimes, but I do my best. So basically, while I'm waiting, just want to let you know that actually started my journey with resin. Actually, back about 2 years ago, I decided, well, after all these trips of going to Florida every year with my kids when they were young, older, etc., we'd go down once a year. I never was particularly into shelling, but on one of my trips, I discovered shelling, and I've been hooked ever since. I love to go to Florida, and I love to shell. Ethically, of course, no live animals, only empty shells. And I actually have them displayed all over my house. I love them. So I decided to start making shell crafts using boards like seahorses, crabs, etc., even painting some clamshells. And then I decided one day that maybe I can incorporate shells into resin. So I started making coasters. My first set of coasters didn't come out that great, but I digress. But I've moved along, and I've made some ocean scenes, some platters, a couple of sets of beach-themed coasters, and basically I started a website on Etsy, a shop I should say, and if you are interested, you can go check it out. And again, it's Shelltastic Crafts. So that's my journey and how I've started. And now, actually, I want to share with you the tips and tricks that I've learned. And maybe you might be interested in it too. So basically, this is getting really thick. So I'm going to start putting them in the piping bags. I did save quite a bit, and I will probably have extras. So we'll see. Maybe we can pour something else if I do. Second one I'm going to put in here. Whoops, we don't want any grain on there. Put it right into the piping bags. Whoops, dripping. I'm more worried about that grain getting into my cream color than I am about dripping it right now. So, okay, here we go. Whoops. Ugh. Okay, so basically, just my hands all sticky. So I have to say, between Julie and Michelle and their websites, I have to say they have really encouraged me to the fact that maybe I can start my own channel and be able to show people what they can do, because I believe I can do anything I set my mind to, and I've always had that attitude, and I believe people should have that attitude. Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything. So basically I'm going to put that one in there for now. And then that one right here. Whoops, where'd that come from? Okay, it is getting quite hot in the bag. I can feel it. Okay, so I'm going to get a start in a minute or two. Like I said, I really don't want it to get too thick, but I also don't want it too thin. So with the regular 1-to-1 epoxy, you usually have about 40 minutes working time. The tabletop will probably cut that significantly. You maybe have probably 10 to 15 minutes to work with it until it gets really, really hot, and then it won't do what you want it to. So what color am I going to start with? I think I'm going to start with the gold, hoping it's good right now, and that feels a little soft, so I'm going to give it another minute. I'd rather have it thicker than not. In the meantime, I have a few little drops of resin from the green and the gold, and I'm interested in seeing what that would look like together. So I'm kind of pouring my green into my gold, and I'm just going to give it one little spin around and see what I get from it. Here it goes. I absolutely love green. It's literally one of my favorite colors. Sage in particular, but also love pink and purple. But these look beautiful with this color gold on it. So let's see what we can get out of them. It's getting quite thick. I might be able to get all of them out of here. Whoa, overboard that one. Oh well. Surprised I lasted this long without making a mess. I always make messes. Come on. There we go. Okay, at the risk of not pouring it in enough time and it will not bloom, let's get started. So basically I'm going to start with the gold first, and I'm going to hold this in my hand, the piping bag, and basically I'm going over here to cut the very, very tip of this off. And I like to have my cup there, so in case I have to put it back in a bag, this is dangerously close to my tray. I'm going to cut the tiniest little hole. I need to cut a bigger one. I could always cut a bigger one, but you can't cut a smaller one. So basically move this out of the way, and then we'll start. So go around the middle. I like to draw circles. Some people like to draw petals. I just like circles. I find that effect works better for me than the others. But that's just my personal choice. I really am liking the crushed crystal in the back, so let's see what happens. Trying to get as close to the side of the coaster as possible, but without getting it on the actual crystals itself. But now remember, you can't draw this line too thin because otherwise it's not going to really do anything. So I'm trying to draw it thicker. Okay, start in the middle. Okay. Beautiful. And then go over to my tray. I am trying to pour the line as thick as I can. Like I said, I could feel this resin. It is very warm in the bag. So leave that there. I'm going to put that in there for now. And then I'm going to take my grain and do the same thing. Tuck this under so it doesn't get in your way. Tip the top off. Rip the cup top off. I don't know what I'm saying. So I need a better scissor, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see. Anything? Yep, I got it. Like I said, you could always cut a bigger tip, a bigger hole, but you can't cut a smaller one. So let's try this one. Okay. So see, it's kind of runny, but it's not. It's kind of thick enough for you to really maneuver with it. Okay, stop, stop, stop. Okay, now try to do the same thing. Start in the middle and go around and go around and go around. Sometimes it'll go over the other lines. It doesn't matter. And then stop it right there. Start in the middle, go around, go around, go around. Okay. Oops, blobbies. Around and around. And like I said, I've done this with the alcohol inks. I've done it with mica powders, and I have to tell you, I love the mica powder look. Just a personal preference, but maybe it's just these colors. I'm not sure, but I like them both ways. So try not to get too much green in there. Okay, let's work up the bag and go for this one. Round and round and round. You see, it's starting to bloom a little bit, which is what you want. And like I said, if you wait too long and it becomes too hot, it won't bloom. But then if you do it too early, they'll drop. So it is kind of a skill that you have to master. And like I said, I did many attempts before this worked out for me. So basically what I want to take is a tool now, okay, and kind of, if I can, the towel, what I can do is try to make these kind of blobby lines smoother. A little too much blob there. This is a blob. Let me get it. This is a blob. Look like a hot mess, but hopefully it'll come out better on the other side. Here's to hoping. And so whatever it is, you're gonna see it with me. So if you're here for the ride, we're riding. Okay, so basically what I do is I go in a clockwise motion. Okay, so start at 12 o'clock, come down to the center, clean it, go from 6 o'clock up to the center, clean it, go from 9 o'clock and then go from 3 o'clock. Okay. Now, from there, I split it in half. Okay. You don't want to kind of touch the bottom of your mold, but you want to get deep enough so that you can actually move the lines. Okay. And when you get to the center, you just give it a nice swirl like that. Now, I've also done with this where I put crushed glass in the middle as well. And I like that look. Today I just decided to leave it out, but I could also pour it that way in the future. And splitting it in the middle, splitting it in the middle, splitting it in the middle, and splitting it in the middle. So basically we have 8 petals. Looks like a pizza pie. Wow, this one's got a lot of green. Okay. 1, 2. Ooh, lots of green. I hope this one doesn't drop. We'll see. Oh boy. But look at the green spreading. I love it. 6 o'clock. Let me get that out. Okay. And that. 9 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Kind of don't want to swirl it until I get all my petals, because even if you swirl it, it's not going to come out. It's just going to move, and then you just have to swirl it again. So, like I said, go right into the middle. Then with the tray, trying to get some of these green. Well, we'll see what happens. This is spreading. Look at the gold, the cream gold with the green. Just love these colors. And the live edge mold is just gorgeous, the crystal mold. And again, these are handmade molds, so she makes them herself. And she's located in Australia. I just love watching her. She's amazing. And basically, I ordered these. Took a little while to get. Ugh, this one, I'm not sure about this one. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because I didn't split it into 8. Haha, thank God I noticed that. My goodness. What am I doing? Now I can swirl it. Okie dokie. Oh my God, I am loving how this is spreading, you guys. Wow. Wow and wow. Wow. Okay, so basically, see if I can try to fix this mess over here. Now this little pendant mold is from Into Resin. Beautiful, beautiful molds. I have many molds from them. And I will be pouring them. I just got most of them. They usually take about a month. They are located in China, and they are handmade molds. So again, they take quite a while to get to you. So right now, what I'm going to do, I'm very, very sticky. I'm going to spray these. Spray, spray, spray. But so far, I'm liking the way it looks. Now, if I didn't see it spreading, and this is only a little while, and I feel like this one's not, it is actually. What you could also do is take a heat gun, and you could kind of help it move along. But I'm liking the way they're going, except for maybe these two. These are definitely blooming, 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 and remember, it's only been a few minutes. So that moving at such a pace is a good sign. I don't know if I'm going to take a heat gun to that. I think I'm going to leave them all alone. All right, try to clean this off. Right now I still have a lot of green and the gold, because like I said, I would have rather had more than none, and I absolutely love these colors. So basically, what am I going to do? I am going, so basically what I'm going to have to do is move this out of sight. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to have to move it up a little bit. I'm going to have to actually grab another mold because I have several ounces of this left. And I'm glad they're in piping bags because I can pour them easier. So basically, I absolutely love these vase molds. So I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see them. Okay, so let's see what we get. I'm gonna just, hot, hot, and hot. So I'm gonna pour some in here. Oops, make it a fatal mistake. This bag is open. It's gonna get all over me. Basically what I want to do is pour it like this. So you see both of them on the front. This is so thick and so hot. So right there, right there, right there, right there. Yes, this is a mess. Now I'm going to take this color, twist it again, and seriously, guys, this is going to flash cure in my hands. Literally, it is that hot. Wow. At this point, I'm just trying to get enough poured in. Very hot. Let's see what I can do with the backs, because the fronts look like they are okay. Guys, it's seriously that hot. So I wouldn't recommend you do this, but wow. Trying not to waste any resin, but this is literally burning. Move this. If we can get any more of this out. See how thick this is? This is literally curing. Curing. Green wasn't this hot, so let's see if we can get any on there. Yep, this one's a little bit better. So whatever I can get out of here is what's going to finish off these vases. I feel like I'm overpouring these, but I'd rather overpour than underpour. I'll fix that later. Okay. What? A mess. Holy moly cow. A mess. A mess. And a colossal mess. Did I say mess? Yes, this is a mess. A hot mess. Holy. Getting that into all the areas there. And yeah, right, let's get that in there. What you do to try to save resin. Okay. They're about as good as they're going to get. Make sure there's no spots that are empty, because then it would ruin the whole vase. So basically this is all done. Whatever's in here has already flash cured, so that's done. So I'm glad I got what I could get out of it. And now to clean up my mess. And wow, these are gorgeous, but I gotta clean up. All right, so guys, I will see you when we're ready to put the top coat on the back of the coasters and the tray. See you later. Hey guys, so I'm back. Left these for a couple of hours in order to at least cure mostly. I could touch it without it coming up. So basically I mixed about 20 ounces of resin so I could fill these all up. And I chose the color Evergreen to put as my backing by Diane Kapoor's. And just dissolving my powder in alcohol. As you see here, it is a beautiful color. It's a little bit different from that green, but it's okay. Now, if you want to make this even darker, you could always add black to it so that you can make it even a darker green. But right now I'm just going to go with that. And I'm going to color my entire resin right in the cup that it's in. Leaving a little off to the side just in case I over made some. And look at all those bubbles in there, guys. I mean, but you know what? They dissipate. You won't really see them as much because of the 3D bloom. So I'm not as worried about it as I would be if I were pouring just a straight piece. Right, so I'm putting all that in there. Take some of this in there. Make sure all of it gets in there. I'll leave that on the side. Let's mix this up so I don't have to worry about any undissolved mica powder. I just got to give this a very, very good mix so that I can make sure that it went all the way through. Now, I have to say, I'm loving the way this bloomed. It looks absolutely beautiful. It did what it was supposed to do. Let's just hope that the front looks as nice as the back. But we will not know that until we reveal. So, kind of liking that I put crushed crystal in it because it's going to give the front of it a nice little effect. And crushed crystal is also great at hiding bubbles. So, yeah, it looks good. I'm just giving it a couple mixes, make sure it's all the way through. That is a gorgeous color. So, here we go, guys. Make sure I don't over pour. I want to see where it goes to in the ends. The before I put any more in. And if I over mixed, well, we'll be pouring something else, I guess. I can't say I'm very unhappy because I do absolutely love this color. Hi guys, annoyingly enough, I apologize, but my phone did die, and not sure what I got through, but not much that happened except that I mixed the evergreen into my resin and I coated the back with them. And right now I'm just trying to pick out any little particles I see, little hairs, dust. That's why after I'm done with this too, I do put a netting over it because I don't want it to have anything in there that I don't want. I'm not sure why, but I'm adjusting my little table and it still feels like these are not level. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's the next day and this is all cured, everything. And I want to unmold with you. Okay, so I'm really excited. I'm a little nervous though, because I did back this with the green. I absolutely love the color. But when we flip it over, that'll be the real deal and we'll see how the front came out. So I'm hoping that it came out really good. But just so you remember, I had some extra of the interference gold and the green that I used in the bloom. And these are the pendants that came out. I think they're absolutely gorgeous with that hint of green in there. Oh, beautiful. I do have some trimming to do. I didn't really fill them up. Didn't have much left. But I was able to get all of these done. Wow, those look beautiful. Just put some flat back bales on and they'll be good to go. Okay, put that aside. I also, after I poured the evergreen in the back, I also had a lot left over, so I made some pendants out of those. Beautiful color. Most of these are domes, so I really don't have to do a lot of work to them. Flat back bales will take care of it. It's kind of stuck together, but okay. I can clip that off with the nail clipper. Beautiful colors, and basically I did some small ones. So what I can do is make a pendant and earring set. So for example, the round one, I can make those as earrings and the larger one pendants. Try to make sure that I made it an even number so they'll be together. So this I can make a pendant, that's the bar one. And then I could use these as another pendant or I can make it into earrings. And just a little clipping on that, nothing too major, and that's done. Ugh, disaster. Remember, this was really, really hot. Even a squeegee, when I tried to do it, did not do what it was supposed to do. So I'm just going to take them out. And basically, this is all I do. Kind of do that. I'll take my cuticle nipper later and cut out in between. Actually, it just popped right out. Look at that. I like the way it came out. Goodness. Wow. Again, nothing major. Looks worse when you're pouring it on here and you think that it's ruined. But when you actually turn it around, it's not. I could just clip the ends of that. It's beautiful. And then back of this as well. So if I take these out, And what I'm doing is I'm basically just doing this, doing this, doing this. I would have been able to pour these a lot better, but like I said, I didn't want to waste the resin, and why should I? And also, it just come out just as beautiful. It's just a little more work. And yes, do I want to give myself extra work? No, I don't. But basically, I like these, and I can go in there and try to take that out later too. So these are the bottoms. Those didn't get poured too bad. Oh my goodness, look at that. I got a bubble in there, but okay. It's all right. It's going to be glued together. It's going to go like this. And I could try to fix that on the side. But this will be the end result, and then I'm going to put some flowers in there. Oh my God, these really marbled very well. Because I believe it's also because the resin was so hot that they kind of stayed apart. If it was looser, the resin would have just combined and probably made a new color. It wouldn't have marbled as well. It's the top to that one. And we can take this little one out. And that just came out stunning as well. I'm only doing this to show you that all is not lost. Yes, are you making yourself more work? Yes, but I'd rather have that than just waste the resin. So I'm going to take these out. Okay, the moment of truth. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, nervous but excited. Let's start with the tray. Oh my goodness. Wow. They came out beautiful, and actually I really am liking the crushed crystal in the front of it. It gives it such a shimmer. I mean, there's a few little blobs in there, but honestly, I'm loving the colors and I'm loving the background of the color. It just is beautiful. Wow. Gorgeous. Okay. That one down. Put it away. How about let's try the first coaster. Wow. Okay. All right. I had a lot of droppage on that one. A little bit too heavy. The gold interference powder can be a little heavy, and so is the green. I mean, it's not awful, but I've done better. See this one. Okay, this one's a little bit better. Again, we have some blobs, but all in all, I'm just not liking actually the center, how it's swirled. It's kind of off a little bit, but I guess it gives it character. Try the third one. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Just a few blobs. I think I might have waited just a few minutes too long. And that one's actually, wow, these colors fell right through. So I'm not sure what happened there, because it looks like maybe that dripped into my mold before I poured it and I didn't notice. But those are it. I mean, not the worst I've done, but not the best I've done. Absolutely not. The tray I'm really liking very much. Actually really like the way that came out. Wow. I just have to trim the edges because again, on a live coaster edge, when it's crystal, it is sharp. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to sand it a little bit down so it won't be as sharp. But otherwise, there's no finishing work to do on these. They did come out pretty though. I have to say, I really love the colors.
Okay, I'm just going to put some flat back veils on these and maybe earrings. I'll make a set of earrings or two, but I got to trim them first. And again, these I'm going to finish trimming and I will show you the end result when I have everything trimmed and I put the flowers in the vases. And okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you a little bit later. Oh, actually, before I go, when I was doing my blue, I don't know how, I must have had extra resin yesterday at one point, and I think I colored it. I took it half and half and colored it, and I had just enough to make this tray. I had about, I guess that's 4 ounces, I'm not sure, but I had enough, and basically, wow, that for not going through a bubble machine or anything on that, that came out beautiful. And it looks like a little crackle effect here, but I have the gray. These were Diane Kapoor colors, and I used a blue and a gray. I don't remember exactly which colors I used. I apologize, but I am very impressed. I just literally poured this and just let it be up to the powers that be to see if it came out good, and it came out perfect. Not one bubble in sight. It is gorgeous. I think I might just, maybe I'll put some rhinestones on it or edge it in silver. I'm not sure yet, but when I get it together, I'll let you know. Okay? Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Share it if you think it's worth sharing. And thank you so much for watching. Okay, I'll come back later with some finishing work. Thanks. Bye. Hey guys. So I'm back. I wanted to show you how I finished these. Basically, I just um, sanded the back of this, and I'm just going to leave them as is. They're just beautiful. If you notice, they're just gorgeous with the crushed crystal in there and everything. The coasters, just going to leave them like that. And these will be sold as a set. Beautiful. I'm sorry if the light is glaring, but they are just stunning. I love the colors. And basically what I did was all the pendants, I sat and took time to put flat back veils on all the pendants. And basically those are it. Just love it. They're marbled with just a little bit of black somewhere in there, but a lot of them just turn green. I made earrings with the um, smaller versions to match. So those have to sit sideways kind of to dry. And these colors came out gorgeous, beautiful. It's the green, it's the interference gold that I used by Sia. And like I said, I just put a flat back veil on there. And while they're still wet, just always make sure you keep an eye on them so that they stay where they're supposed to be. These are moving a little bit, but just stunning, stunning colors. And they'll just look so elegant. Like I said, the interference gold with the hint of green in there. Same colors I used on the coasters. So this was just the extras. Again, just make sure they're even and that they dry evenly. And again, basically that's the round one. And two, water ripple. And that's the mold from Into Resin. And they all have a hint of that color with a little bit of green in there. Just stunning. Also, I finished the vases. I'm absolutely in love with these vases. The way if you remember, they were really hot at the end and they were getting very thick. But the interference gold, and I believe that's why the colors marbled so well is because it was so warm when I was pouring it in, and I poured it straight into the mold, um, just so it touched the surface, and then I just adorn them with flowers. So these are just beautiful, and they can be done as a set too. Here's the other one, beautiful, and I just love the flowers with it. I didn't put a lot of greenery in this time. I just put like yellow and cream color flowers with these, just gorgeous. So those could be sold as a set of 2 or 4. So I haven't decided that yet. But again, these just came out absolutely stunning. And again, I love the coasters, the crystal edge, the live edge, and the way the interference gold and the green just, um, they're just beautiful colors together. And I love the fact that I put the crushed crystal on the bottom layer. I really haven't done that before with a 3D bloom, but I have to say, compared to other coasters I've made, I really think that the crushed crystal made a big difference in the front. It just makes it look shinier and sparkly. Um, Again, I'm sorry for the light that's glaring, but there they are. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe and share if you feel it's worth sharing. Again, I also just put magnets on the back of the um, vases. They're not heavy at all, so they will make great refrigerator magnets, or, you know, at work, whatever you can use it on, put it on a magnetic surface, and they will just look gorgeous. So, again, thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.